What is up, you Funko fanatics? This is Jerry of Jerry's Got Pops, and today we're going to be going over the top 10 anime Funko Pops of 2020. So let's get right into it. Before we get into the top 10 list, I do want to say thank you to anyone who's a returning subscriber, a returning viewer. That means so much to me. If you're coming back, watching my content, I'm going to continue to keep up with my content. So thank you so much. But if you're a new viewer, if this is the first time you're seeing me, definitely hit that subscribe button down below and hit the like button. That means so much to me. That will definitely help to grow my channel and just help me out a lot. As well as make sure to go follow me over on Instagram at Jerry's Got Pops. That is the best way to keep in touch with me. I love to talk about anime Funko Pops, and I love to talk about Funko Pops in general. So if that's the kind of content you like, then you are in the right place. So let's stay connected. Let's keep this going. Now today I do want to go over the best anime Funko Pops of 2020. Yes, I think that I have selected the 10 best Funko Pops that Funko made this year that are anime focused. I think these are the best ones, in my opinion, right? So do realize that when I created this list, this is colored by my opinion, in my opinion of the show. So I was able to pick the ones that I think are the best, right? So you at home, you might think that you know what the best 10 anime Funko Pops of the year are. And if so, tell me down below in the comments. What do you think the best 10 anime Funko Pops of the year are? And before we get into it, I have to do a couple more prefaces, right? I always have to preface my stuff. No, but to preface, first off, I'm not including any Avatar Funko Pops in this top 10 list. So Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Legend of Korra, they both had Funko Pops that did come out this year, but I won't be including those on this list. I'm sticking to traditional Japanese animation. I understand that a lot of people do consider those series to be anime, despite them being produced, written here in the United States, but I won't be including them on this list. Additionally, I am only talking about Funko Pops that I currently could have in my hand. So I am filming this video on December 10th. That is the date that I'm filming this video. So do know that there are probably a couple more Pops that might come out by the end of the year, like the new Masked Ochako over at Funimation, as well as potentially the glow-in-the-dark Super Saiyan Goku with the upcoming line, as well as maybe a couple other Funko Pops that might trickle out before the end of 2020 that people might consider contenders for the best of the year. But because I'm recording this on December 10th, I'm sort of thinking about what Pops do I actually have in hand right now as of December 10th, which Pops do I have in hand. So be aware of that as well. And also, this year was just such a great year for anime collectors in Funko Pop. If you're an anime Funko Pop collector, this was probably a good year for you, right? We had a ton of great lines like Soul Eater, One Punch Man, Hunter x Hunter, more Naruto, more Dragon Ball, more My Hero Academia. We even got weird things like Junji Ito having the start of their line, as well as, I mean, Evangelion started the year off. We have so many interesting Saint Seiya, so many interesting anime Funko Pops have come out this year. So putting together this top 10 list was super hard because I wanted to show just how awesome a diverse array of the Funko Pops are. But I also wanted to make sure I was picking the 10 that I felt were really just representative of the best molds, the best sculpts, the best display. And so I also did try to take away my personal opinions, which is that if it was my opinion, Tinya, the new Tinya Funko Pop from GameStop, which I'll put right here, would be at the top of every list. But honestly, it's just a head swap, and I get that. It's just a head swap of the OG. So I can't, in good faith, put it at the top of every list, even though it might have been my favorite Funko Pop that came out this year. I can't put it at the top of the list, unfortunately. So let's get right into this. Let's talk about the top 10 anime Funko Pops of 2020. All right, everyone. To start us off, I think I'm going to start with something a little creepy. And that, I'm sure you're on the right track, is the New York Comic Con 2020 exclusive from Hot Topic. That is Suici from Junji Ito Collection, right? So if you are a fan of Junji Ito and his work, you would know that Junji Ito puts out these horror manga, amazing horror manga series, and they were able to adapt some of his short stories into an anime series. The anime series is not my favorite of all time, but I do believe that Funko was able to produce something really awesome here with this Suici Pop. This Pop has a great mold, great design, it looks really good, it really captures the style of Junji Ito, maybe better so than the anime captures the manga style. Suici is not exactly the most popular character by any means, and as you can see if you've seen the upcoming wave of Junji Ito Funko Pops, you do know that there's some really cool ones coming like Tomie, which is awesome. I'm really excited for Tomie, but I do think Suici was a strong contender this year and one of the best Funko Pops of the year, so I had to put him at the number 10 spot. Hey guys, so it seems I ran into a little bit of technical difficulties at about this part when I was filming my video. So I do want to say the number 9 Funko Pop that I picked was Glow in the Dark Perfect Cell. So if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, you know Perfect Cell, and you know this Funko Pop because it is a stellar Funko Pop, and it fits perfectly in at the number 9 anime Funko Pop of the year. Number 8, I'm going to have to bring out the Naruto Pops, because while Naruto had a really, really great year, I'm sure that you probably are naming off some of the best Naruto Pops of the year, I think that this one was the perfect Naruto exclusive pop. And yes, we're headed back to Hot Topic for this one. Hot Topic really does get a lot of great anime pops. We are headed for Jiraiya on his Toad. So this is the Jiraiya on Toad Funko Pop. And yes, I do believe that this is certainly one of the greatest pops of the year. And here's why. Oftentimes, Funko neglects to create new characters in their lines. They would much rather stick to rehashing old characters. But instead, they finally decided to give us the Pervy Sage Jiraiya and give it to him in all his glory, right? This is him atop his Toad. It looks great. The hair sculpt, the hand, I mean, everything about it just really stands out. It's a really pop-out pop. And in the 6-inch sort of rides format, it just really stands out as something that you want to have in your collection. And I know that the Naruto versus Sasuke movie moment was a very, very tight contender with this Jiraiya pop. I was kind of back and forth. If I thought maybe the Naruto vs. Sasuke needed to be in here, or maybe even the Naruto Hokage chase. But I did land on having this Jiraiya on Toad Funko Pop in the top 10 anime pops of the year. Number 6 is actually a common Funko Pop, and it is from a series that just got its line of Funko Pops released this year. That is Killua Zoldyck from Hunter x Hunter. And I do have to tell all of you, the entire wave of Hunter x Hunter Funko Pops were an absolute smash hit, except for maybe the GON exclusive. I think we can give Hot Topic a pass on that. It was not the best mold over there on the GON exclusive, but Killua was amazing. This pop just delivered in every possible way, as well as Leorio, Hisoka, so many of the Hunter x Hunter wave just ended up really delivering, but I do think Killua is the standout of this wave. Hopefully we get a Glow exclusive in the future, or some sort of variant of Killua. There's so many great things they can do with that character. If you're a fan of the series, you know that there are just so many other characters, so many, just such a breadth of stuff that they can do with Hunter x Hunter. So I hope that we do get some more Funko Pops from Hunter x Hunter, maybe in 2021 or beyond. But I do think this is definitely one of the major standouts of the year. Killua Zoldyck for number 6 on the Anime Funko Pops of 2020. Next, it's time to duel! So if you didn't know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Put out a brand new wave of Funko Pops this year, and the absolute standout had to have been, over at GameStop, the Egyptian god monster, Obelisk, the Tormentor. Yes, I had to put Obelisk on this list because Obelisk is such a great representation of what can be done with a Funko Pop, right? You look at Obelisk and you almost don't even realize this is a Funko Pop, and I realize now that he's number 6, Killua was number 7, I can math, but Obelisk the Tormentor is just such a great representation of what can be done within the realm of Funko. Funko's able to produce these things that both have a unique style that look great sitting next to each other on a shelf, but also really representative and strongly represent the properties. And with anime especially, Funko goes above and beyond. I think the anime pops especially really look like the characters they represent. Again, in a way, Funko Pops are inspired by chibi characters from anime to begin with. So here we have the mighty Obelisk the Tormentor as a 6-inch Funko Pop. Now we're on our number 5 Funko Pop, and this is another 6-inch pop from GameStop. And I'm sure you've guessed it, Sesshomaru as the Demon Dog from Inuyasha. Inuyasha finally got its day this year in 2020, getting a nice full wave of Inuyasha, Sesshomaru, Kagome, demon form of Inuyasha, as well as Sesshomaru as the Demon Dog, and the versus moment, Sesshomaru versus Inuyasha. So this wave ended up being really fantastic. For anyone who's an old Inuyasha fan, anyone who has any sort of nostalgia towards Inuyasha, you most likely had a great time with these. You wanted to get the whole wave. I know I did. I had to have them all. But I do think that this one especially just really shows the finer details. When Paint App really goes really well for an anime Funko Pop, this one just really nails it. And it really looks like the character. It really nails the pose. It just really looks awesome. And it just, I mean, come on. Sesshomaru as the Demon Dog? Like, who would have thought we would have a Funko Pop of that in 2020? Like, I felt like Inuyasha might have been a forgotten property. something that's beyond its time or beyond its prime. But no, here we are with this amazing mold and this amazing Funko Pop here in 2020. As we roll into the top 4 Funko Pops, we now are getting into some of the best pops of the year, in my opinion. Both whether this is the best pops overall or just the best anime pops. And I have to start it off with one that literally just came out at Hot Topic. This is super, super recent, and I'm sure you're probably on the right track. It was shared over to Funimation as well. This is Yusuke in his demon form from the last arc of Yu Yu Hakusho. For any fans of, well, it kind of starts in the arc before last, but for any fans of Yu Yu Hakusho, this is sort of Yusuke's final, or his max form, you know, the final form that you see him fight in overall. And this pop just turned out great. The pose, the markings, the hair, the mold, the ripped jeans, everything about it just looks fantastic. And if you are a fan of Yu Yu Hakusho and you grew up with Yu Yu Hakusho, you know that this just nails the pose, it nails the style, it nails the grace that is Yu Yu Hakusho and Togashi's legacy. And I'm so happy that Funko decided to give us a couple more Yu Yu Hakusho pops this year, because we got the initial wave and I kind of was worried that that was going to be it. That was all we were going to get. But no, they did deliver, and they hooked us up with this Demon Yusuke Funko Pop. Easily nails the top 4 spot for anime Funko Pops for the year. For number 3, we are headed to San Diego Comic-Con. Yes, this year, San Diego Comic-Con had a great delivery of 2 anime Funko Pops, and I believe one of them stands above the other as potentially one of the best pops of the whole year, and that has to be Katsuki Bakugo in his full hero outfit from My Hero Academia. Ever since the initial release of the My Hero Academia Funko Pops, when we got the original Bakugo mold, people have been clamoring for a new Bakugo mold. And this pop delivered, right? The full costume, the action pose, the base, everything about this Bakugo pop is exactly what we want when we go and purchase anime pops. We want all of that dynamism. We want something that's really going to stand out, and Bakugo delivered. And I get it. Bakugo and My Hero are so mainstream. They're pumping out so many of these pops, but it does not matter because this pop was stellar. I mean, it just nails it on all accords, and it just looks great. I mean, when you're holding that in your hand, you're just like, oh my gosh, and it looks so good on the shelf, lined up with some of those other My Hero pops. And I get it, it's an oversaturated area, and they really went overboard in 2020, and so for a lot of you, this might be a sore spot. You might be like, oh, I'm over My Hero, or maybe some of you are like, oh, My Hero's the only thing I collect, and I'm so happy that they keep pumping it out. Whatever it might be, this Bakugo pop easily is the number 3 Funko Pop for anime this year. And now we get down to the top 2, boys. And this was hard. This was so difficult. I had so many other pops I wanted to put and think about in this top 10 list. But this one especially stood out as the number 2 Funko Pop. And we are back over with our good friends at Yu Yu Hakusho, one of my favorite animes of all time, and in my opinion, one of the best animes of all time. And there were 2 exclusives that came out this year for Yu Yu Hakusho to kind of expand the line, and to me, this one is the superior exclusive, mainly because of molding, design work, everything that went into this pop. It just turned out fantastic, and that has to be the Hot Topic exclusive Yoko Kurama Funko Pop. If you're unfamiliar, this is Kurama's demon form from the anime Yu Yu Hakusho, and as such, when he activates this form, when he goes into this full demon form, he is elegant, very poised, but also incredibly powerful, and he has his mighty rose whip in hand. It actually doesn't have the whip, it's just roses, but he's got the sort of wind gusting around him in this pop, and it just turned out looking so freaking great, guys. Like, there's just nothing better than to see one of your favorite anime characters translated over into a figure so well. And I think Yoko Kurama really, as I've said before, he really nails it. Now, I do want to say before I tell you all what my number 1 Funko Pop is of the year, anime Funko Pop is of the year, I do want to give you some honorable mentions. This was a great year for anime Funko Pops. If you're an anime collector like me, you were just clamoring to get the next one, and that's all it was this year, was just constantly pulling in new pops. So I do have a couple pops that I do think deserve an honorable mention. One would be the King Bradley and his chase from Hot Topic that we got early in the year. I do think that while the chase may have been a bit lackluster to some people, it was a really cool moment from the series, and the model and the mold of the pop turned out very, very well. The entire One Punch Man release that we got this year, including the Moomin Rider that was exclusive over at GameStop, as well as the Terrible Tornado Chase that was a common pop, and the Glow-in-the-Dark Garo, I think that those 3 pops just really were awesome additions to the One Punch Man line, and I hope that we do get some more One Punch Man stuff, but to me, Moomin Rider was really the standout of that wave. And yes, I have to mention it, over in Naruto, we got a wave of Boruto as well as Naruto, and I think the real big standouts were the Naruto Hokage chase, the glow-in-the-dark chase that we got for Naruto as the Hokage. It was a AAA anime exclusive. That pop is just, I mean, it just looks great. The paint app looks great. The coloring looks great. The glow's great. It's just one of those pops that really stands out as a great one, and easily the best of the Boruto line that they did this year. But then also that Naruto versus Sasuke pop anime moment. And this one, you guys can judge me in the comments. This one almost made to the top 10, and it maybe deserved it. It's such a stellar design. The base looks great. The two pop molds on the base look really good. The whole action of it just looks really awesome. So it probably did deserve to be in the top 10, but it's got to go here as an honorable mention. I also got to talk about Champa Flocked. I think that pop turned out really good, even though it took all year for it to come out. Then there was the Super Saiyan God Goku that we got over at Hot Topic for San Diego Comic-Con. Another just fantastic mold. They really did a great job updating that, bringing that up to date, because we hadn't had a Super Saiyan God Goku in a long time. Also the Bloody Ava that came with the Evangelion. The Masked Tenya, I think it's just such a wonderful pop. As well as many others that came out this year, including the entire Saint Seiya wave, the entire Hunter x Hunter wave. Just a lot of really honorable mentions. Merrick from Yu-Gi-Oh! As well as Slifer. Those were both incredibly well done. The Exodia pop as well. So, we've come to the end, dear friends. And I want to know, do you agree with my list so far? And if not, what do you think were some of the top 10 anime Funko Pops of 2020? Tell me in the comments down below. I would love to hear your opinions, or what you think about my opinions, or if you think that I've gotten pretty close to what are definitely a good representation of some of the best anime pops that came out this year. For my number one spot, we're going to one of my favorite anime of all time, and it was my wish since I started collecting pops that they would make pops of the series. I had genuinely given up hope that they were ever going to make these, but this year, Funko finally delivered, and that is Saint Seiya Funko Pops. And the best one that I have seen has to be this Alliance Entertainment exclusive, Saint Sagittarius Seiya. This is your gold Seiya Funko Pop, and this thing turned out freaking fantastic. If you do not have this in your collection yet, this is hands down my favorite pop of the year. From pose to the metallic sheen that comes on the actual pop itself, to the wings, everything ended up looking so fantastic for this pop. And I do think that this entire wave of Saint Seiya Funko Pops ended up being one of the standouts of the year when it comes to anime. I'm so happy that these did end up making it out before the end of the year. I can't stress enough how awesome this Sagittarius Seiya Funko Pop is, and it is easily my number one anime Funko Pop of 2020. Thank you so much for tuning in to Jerry's Got Pops. You can like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you like. I'm just trying to share my passion for collecting with the world. So this is Jerry's Got Pops, signing off.